Welcome to the McAfee Taft webinar series. The topic for this webinar, Managing Military-Related Leave under the FMLA and USERRA. Deployments and training of U.S. Armed Forces, Reserve, and National Guard personnel, which draw directly from the civilian workforce, are again on the rise. Not only does this active military service have a dramatic impact on these service members and their families, it also affects their employers and co-workers. Federal law grants specific rights and protections related to leave for employees to perform military service, as well as for employees who have family members engaged in military service. In this presentation, we will explore the rights and protections for military-related leave provided under the Family and Medical Leave Act and Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. We will also discuss employer compliance requirements and practical ways to address associated workplace issues. Our presenters are McAfee Taft labor and employment attorneys Samanthia Marshall and Charlie Plumb. They represent employers in all phases of employment law and labor relations and are frequent speakers and authors on workplace issues.
We're here to discuss military-related leave for employees and employers, and specifically in today's webinar, we're going to be discussing the Uniformed Services Employment Act and Reemployment Rights, that's commonly known as USERRA, and the provisions of the Family and Medical Leave Act that pertain to military leave issues. And I think it's important for us to understand the distinction between these two types of military-related leave. When we're talking about USERRA, we're talking about situations in which an employee, one of your employees, is a member of the service, and that employee is engaged in military duty. And USERRA addresses reemployment rights and benefit rights when your employee who has been serving returns to their civilian job with you. Now, in contrast, FMLA military family leave addresses situations in which you have an employee and that employee has family members who are engaged in military service. A little bit different from USERRA. And with regard to FMLA military family leave, there are two categories we're going to be talking about of FMLA military family leave: exigency leave and leave for one of your employees to care for an injured or ill service member that's a member of their family. So to cover these two subjects, USERRA and family and medical leave, military family leave, we're going to talk about what military service is covered, what types of military service leave obligate an employee to notify the employer. We'll be discussing benefits during military service, like a health plan for your employees. We'll cover reemployment rights and the need for an employee to notify you as an employer and document not only when they're gone, but when they want to return to active employment. We'll talk about what happens to seniority and benefits when your employees return to employment. And then with FMLA military family leave, we're going to talk about exigency leave for employees who have family members engaged in military service, as well as the need for leave for an employee if that employee has to care for a family member who has been injured or become ill as a result of their military service. Now, one overarching consideration I want to encourage everyone to keep in mind: both USERRA and the FMLA military family leave are laws that have been intended to protect employees who have provided service to our country, and also to encourage citizens to continue to participate in armed services. And for that reason, and keep this in mind, the law generally interprets close calls favorably towards the service member or employees of service members. It's very employee friendly, and we need to keep that in mind because, again, they've been enacted to thank people for providing service, to encourage citizens to continue to participate, and to protect employees who have been providing service to our country.